A massive asteroid more than 4 times the size of the beehive is hurtling close to Earth. The speeding ball of space rock will pass just 319,000 kilometres away. It's a very short distance in space terms, but don't panic, it's not going to hit us yet.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 has been the most awaited first-person shooter since Halo 3. Call of Duty was finally released on Tuesday, November 8th. As expected, was a mega hit all across the world. It earned about $400 million within 24 hours in the United States and Britain alone. According to Activision's chief executive Bobby Kotick, the Call of Duty series exceeded the earnings of the entire Star Wars franchise. More than 13,000 shops around the world took part in the midnight release. At the moment, Call of Duty's biggest rival is Battlefield 3, but the sale of Call of Duty in the first 24 hours is more than what Battlefield 3 sold in the first week. The game also broke the record of most people online at once. Microsoft says there has never been such a large amount of gamers online at the same time playing the same game.
More difficulties for Turkey this evening. There has been another earthquake bringing further damage to the eastern Van province. We're learning now from one source that 18 buildings are understood to have collapsed, with another quake at around about 7 our time this evening, this one measuring 5.7. 35 people are said to be trapped. This next quake is from about 10 miles away from the initial site of that first quake, which killed around 600 people. So this is obviously further difficulties for the emergency services. You can see here the first responders making their way, reports of sirens on ambulances and other emergency vehicles running through the streets tonight. But once again, Van province facing increased difficulties with those numbers of buildings that have collapsed.
Catcher Wilson Ramos of the Washington Nationals is a free man. Venezuelan authorities say police have rescued the 24-year-old 2 days after he was kidnapped. An information minister announced the news on Twitter, saying the baseball player Ramos found alive by security forces in mountainous zone. The abduction on Wednesday was the first known kidnapping of a major leaguer in a country that has scores of players on big league rosters. It also brought a renewed focus on rising violent crime in Venezuela. Armed men seized Ramos at gunpoint Wednesday outside his home in the city of Valencia. Authorities said Thursday that they had found a stolen SUV used by the kidnappers abandoned in a nearby town. Neighbors held a candlelight vigil outside his home and prayed for Ramos, as did fans at a baseball game in Valencia on Thursday.
According to the spokesperson for the Revolutionary Guard, the blast took place about 1 p.m. local time in Iran. Now, the force of the blast was so strong that many residents in the capital, about 40 kilometers away, said they felt their windows shaking, and they initially thought it was an earthquake. Now, according to the Revolutionary Guard, the blast took place while they were trying to move ammunition within this military base in the village of Birdune. Now, as far as we understand, the number of casualties have been reported, and the death toll is expected to climb. Many victims are still in serious condition, as the Red Crescent is on scene trying to conduct a search and rescue.
Yemeni fighter jets have carried out an airstrike, killing at least 5 Al-QAEDA militants and 3 civilians in the southern city of Zinjibar. Now, it's the latest move by Yemeni security forces in shelling Al-QAEDA hideouts. Monday's airstrike also left dozens of Al-QAEDA fighters injured. The Yemeni Defense Ministry confirmed that its troops captured 10 Al-QAEDA militants and seized a vehicle loaded with arms belonging to the group.